Alright, so I was thinking before we head out on the trail to go find Dad, we've pretty much got a location now on a map. I want to go grab the small guns bobblehead. Something I want to have before we get to Evergreen Mills. You'll see why later. It's one of my favorite things to do in the game. But anyway, I did unlock, while we were off wandering over here on our way to Canterbury Commons and all that, I did unlock this area right here where I am getting ambushed as soon as I spawn. Apparently the raiders respawn here with their missile launchers. Okay, I guess I need to be careful here. Anyway, we're pretty close to where the National Guard Depot or National Guard Armory or whatever that place is called, where the small guns bobblehead is. It's basically just down the street. We could have gone and gotten it earlier, but whatever. Actually, it probably would have come in handy having the small guns. Okay, I really don't need to take a missile to the face, especially not right now. Well, she's cruising, isn't she? Okay, well, I'm getting about tired of her. Okay, let's see. Take a little of that, a little of that. That's right. Got to separate you from your missile launcher. Okay, speaking of missile launchers, I'll tell you what, this dude up here, he's gotten on, like, my last nerve. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, suck on that. Aw, man. Thanks a lot, dog. Give me that, too. This Raider armor degrades so quickly. Most of the game wearing this armor, you run around with it in very low or completely broken repair, which means essentially it's only giving you 1 or 0 points of actual protection. Yeah, feel that. Like that? Might as well use it while I've got it. Okay, well. Yeah, give me that too. Think of it. Alright, so it's almost full repair. Watch. Just a couple fights, it'll be down to 0 again. Which is fine. It's all about looks anyway. Not really so much about the protection. Any protection I have is coming from perks and buffs and stuff. Things like toughness and the perk you get in the pit. I think from surviving the pit fights or something, anyway. Stuff like that. And not just physical, but some radiation resistance and even poison resistance and stuff like that. Alright, so we'll probably run into another ambush or two, but the depot or armory or whatever is basically just up here to the right, if I remember correctly. And I guess they're fighting some raiders over there. That's right. Y'all just worry about them, and I'll just sit over here and throw things at you. Couple super mutes with miniguns. I might take one of those miniguns just to play around with for a little bit. Anyway, I thought we'd go grab this bobblehead just while we're here. And I want to grab the MIRV. I think it's called the MIRV. M-I-R-V? Is that right? M-R-I-V? Something like that. The experimental nuke launcher. And essentially it's like a nuke shotgun. It shoots like 6 or 8 of those damn things at the same time. It's awesome. It's awesome. We gotta fire it off at least once. That's kind of mandatory in the game, in my opinion. Die, dude. Damn. Enough. Bitch. Seriously. Yeah, that's a little more like it. Yeah, give me that. Mess around with that for a minute. Yeah, now what? Tell you what, the minigun looked pretty cool in Fallout 4. Although you can't get much cooler with the minigun, you know, but looks like they added some, what would you call, cutscenes? Kill animations or whatever? Apparently that's back in full force with VATS and what have you. Showing you getting your criticals and stuff, and the panoramic, you know, cinematic views as the camera moves around. And I love it when you're sniping from long distance and you get a critical hit with the sniper. I think it's because you hit criticals. It'll actually like do like a panoramic scope around your bullet as it's flying through the air until it meets someone's face. It's actually pretty cool. I guess I've got a few rounds. I could have used these rounds, I think, to press some 5.56 ammo, maybe, at the pit, but, you know, this is just too much damn fun sometimes. Anyway, you see about those trucks there and stuff. This is like a military base. Alright, National Guard Depot. Okay, that's what it's called. Whatever. Okay, now there's a really long way around in here, and there's a really short way through here. I'm going to opt for the short way, just in case some of you guys didn't know about it. You know, for one, and two is just for time constraints. There is a little bit of that to consider. Spending 2 hours in one building makes for 2 complete videos of basically the same thing. I don't want to bore you guys to death. I mean, Fallout is Fallout, sure enough, but we have places to go and things to see. The only real notable loot, aside from the armory itself here, is a training area where there are quite a few, I believe, 10mm SMGs and maybe even some assault rifles. One of the two or both. It's like a shooting range type thing. And there's a lot of wandering robots here. Like lots and lots of wandering robots everywhere. There's probably a skill book or two to be had in the main building itself. Oh, wow. Okay, I just set that off on myself. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, probably ought to heal up right here. There's nothing else better than make some poor commie bastard die for his country. That's national pride right there. Might as well save some of my real ammo. Take advantage of this thing while I've got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave the radio on here. We'll enjoy a little bit of that in the background. I know I talk too much as it is, but forgive me for maybe even talking a little bit more, trying to cover up some of it, break it up a little bit, because there is I guess you could say a copyright issue. In that, I'm not taking this music and trying to take any credit for it whatsoever. It is part of the game, but YouTube doesn't really recognize that. YouTube will actually just recognize the song itself and assume that rather than look at what I might be doing with it, the fact is that odds are I probably don't have rights to that. And seeing as I haven't written to whatever music company is in charge of this, aside from the fact that Fallout obviously has the licenses just to put it in its game, you would need to get separate licenses or something. I'm no lawyer. I'm not really clued in onto what all that's about, the legal ramifications behind licensing and copyrights and all that. From what I understand, it's a huge gray area, even for the ones who do make a living on that. The lawyers who deal with copyright law and stuff, it's still a major gray area. I have permission to do what I do as I do it. I make sure of that. But as far as just having just uncut raw music that I don't have permission to use in here, YouTube's gonna detect that, and they're going to either pull down the videos or do other things, and they have, they have to cover their legal selves too. I totally understand that. So anyway, music is really the stickler, because I guess what YouTube uses to scan the billions of videos that they put up each day, essentially, all they can really do is scan for the music, not the context in which it's in. If they detect the music, they don't necessarily know that it's part of a Fallout video, much less is it their job to associate it with the Fallout game and then assume that I can use it because it's part of a game that I'm playing and covering and either doing a walkthrough, a tutorial of, or whatever, that type of thing. That's not the computer's job. The computer's job is just to detect it in the first place and take care of the interests of the people who own these things, right? Anyway, I don't bore you guys with a whole bunch of that, but that's the gist of why I haven't really been playing the Pip-Boy, is because a lot of these videos will get flagged for it, and I'm totally cool with that, actually, personally. I would much rather have the Pip-Boy on at all times, simply because I think it adds to the whole feel and the immersion of the game, the whole sense of being part of the world there, having the radio as company in the background. Kind of like while you're driving, having the radio on, same type of thing, having the radio on while you play Fallout. It's always been a big thing for me, and when I'm playing on my own, it's pretty much always on, especially down in the subways when it gets dark. Oh man, yeah, it's nice to have old Three Dog riding along when you're down there with all the ghoulies and stuff. All right, now when you get to this top floor up here, okay, well, you need to make this jump. I guess maybe there's another way around, but that pipe makes it kind of an issue. But if you just jump over here, all right. And it's well, I've slept since I was here last, so it might take me a minute to remember this. But if the game doesn't freeze, wow. Basically, there's a spot where you can get to the floor just above us, and it allows you to go across the next floor up and drop down into another room that we don't have access to right here. There's one particular room with a switch that unlocks the armory downstairs. Alright, now there is a second door which guards the MIRV, alright? And it would normally require some passcodes to open it. You have to find some holotapes hidden all over the wasteland. I know where 2 or 3 of them are, right off the top of my head. One's in a tent that some super mutants are holding a captive hostage over there just off the side of the river. Just down the river from the Super Duper Mart. In fact, it's right next door to that hotel. That Russian guy who has his whores and his vodka there. Whatever his name was. And then there's one at the farmhouse not too far from where you get the perception bobblehead. I think we actually picked up that holotape. But anyway, what you do is you basically take this barrel and get shot at by the turrets. Okay, hold on a second. Let me take care of these turrets. But anyway, you need all these holotapes to put in the computer, and then you get the password to get into this bunker down there. But there's another much easier way to do it, is you just flip the electrical switch from around the corner. A switch that essentially opens the door from the inside. And rather than wander around the entire Capital Waste looking for holotapes, you can just go glitch the switch, so to speak, and get in. Also for time constraints, we'll do that. Rather than go through the whole thing of going and finding all the password codes and stuff. And this is just to grab the MIRV real quick. Like I say, it'd be cool to have once we get to Evergreen Mills. You'll see why when we get there. It's something that I do. Like I say, it's kind of mandatory. Anyway, place the barrel just right, and this can be annoying. Matter of fact, I spent quite a bit of time here, and I won't suffer you guys through the whole thing, but basically prop it next to that desk there, and then, oh wow, okay. Anyway, prop it next to the desk, and get it to where you can jump on top of it, and then jump straight up. Anyway, you get up here, and, okay, this might take me a second. There is a room you can drop down into. Now, of course, if you drop down into the wrong one, you get to start all over. Let's see, it's not either of those. It's not that one there. Got a sentry bot down there that's worried about us. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's the hole we just jumped up through, right? Okay, it's not on this side. Obviously, that's just big open area. And it's not on this side. That's a big open area. It's small. Is this it? I think, yeah, okay, you see this desk with the knocked over Nuka-Cola machine? Okay, it's kind of a landmark there. Alright. Speaking of Nuka-Colas, alright. And then you have the switch over here. You hit this, and this is what you work your way through the entire building, is to get to this particular room, to hit that. Anyway, that light will come on there, and it opens up the armory doors downstairs. And then you can get a huge selection of guns and stuff, and even some armor, grenades, mines, meds, purified water, blah, blah, blah. And the small guns bobblehead, which is mainly what we're here for. And the MIRV, of course. So now, all I'm going to do, jump down here. Okay, this is, forget, this is either where you enter or leave from when you go through the whole rest of the building. Yeah, see right there, that leads to the rest of the armory and stuff, and I'm just skipping that for now. Like I said, there's a shooting range, there's some offices, or like a kind of a lobby type area. I think there's a skill book. I forget which one. It's like speech or barter or something. Anyway, maybe science or whatever. But, alright, so right here, this is the door that's going to eventually lead down to the armory itself. Being, of course, guarded by a sentry bot. I should have brought a couple pulse grenades. That would end this really fast. There'd be a time, not too distant future, where it'd be a good idea just to keep a handful of those in my back pocket. Running into groups of robots and turrets and sentry bots and you name it. Yeah, it's... Okay, well, he's obviously not going to come to the door, is he? Yeah, I don't think he's coming out to play. Maybe I hit him in the sensors. I've got him confused. That's what it is. I guess it's time for a duel. Okay, let me see if I can get a few free sneaks. Get this stealth boy on. You know, this reactor sitting right here by the door? That might not be my friend. I might want to do something about that. These sentry bots sound kind of cool, but tell you what, I don't know, nothing really beats, say, Mr. Gutsy. Because of their cool little one-liners, right? And then, of course, you have the big robot, which is so epic. What's his name? Prime? Best robot ever. One of the best characters probably ever in a game. Yeah, I had a feeling that stupid reactor was not going to be my friend. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Let's get the smiley face back on my... Alright. Yeah, take that. So take all that. Alright. Alright, so we're going to need to get down through the floor here, and we'll eventually get to the door that actually leads to all the good stuff. Right, so hit the switch. Floor panel will open, and then, somewhere down here. Alright, here we go. This is it. If you ever wanted to stock up, this is definitely the place to do it. Alright, so those electrical switches there, those are kind of key. I guess it's kind of a hint. Alright, so there's our bobblehead. Sitting there on that shelf. It's actually kind of easy to miss if you're not looking, like, right there. And then all this. Ammo, like, everywhere. Just about anything one could ask for here. Well, except for energy stuff. Not really much in the way of energy weapons and things. I can sell these. Not going to mess with the missile launcher anymore. I can definitely sell those. Alright, so like I say, no shortage of cool stuff here. Minigun and a crap ton of ammo. Alright, well that's pretty much all I'm after, but some of you guys will probably want every bit of that. Anyway, so this is where you normally enter all those passwords, right? Okay, but if you just come around the corner, and it's much easier in third person. I'm not even sure if it's possible in first person, but like, right, open door, you can't do that, right? But just wait till you find the electric switch. Look around, there it is. Right there. Door's open. It's as simple as that. Alright, and then we find the actual bunker here. And this is a place where apparently some certain people, some families around the wasteland, I guess because they had an inside source in the military or something, but they had basically carved this bunker out for themselves and then set up the gate as a, you know, password protected, just for themselves. And of course had lots of stuff stored up here so they could wait out the fallout and stuff. Doesn't look like that worked out very well for them. Although I think we'll see that one of them actually made it down here, and we see what happened to that person. We've got a new friend. Well, stop it with the area nukes, man. Damn. Dude. If we come through another level or two higher, it'd probably been a Reaver right there. Anyway, nice little stock of mini nukes here, and there's our experimental MIRV. Probably consolidate some of my gear here in a second. Break it down and repair everything with everything else. Probably take a bunch of weight off, but for right now we'll go ahead and grab any good stuff we can find. Actually, I'll take a Abraxos, any lunch boxes, stuff like that. Definitely a stop worth making here. Think about it. I mean, really, really is. All the guns, the small guns bobblehead. Bottle cap mine, take that. And then we'll listen to Enclave Station down here. Alright, so that's pretty much, yeah, enough of that, right? Yeah, that's stuff to trade for ammo later, too. Would have been nice to get more energy-based stuff. Stuff we could actually trade for ammo. Think of it, but, Alright, so obviously in horrible repair, much of the stuff down here. I can't say we lost the war, but I don't think anyone won, which is of course probably the point they're trying to make. If it came down to nuclear war, I mean, who would actually be the winner? Seriously? Certainly not any of the millions and billions that get cost in any of those they get caught in any of those blast radiuses. They certainly don't win. I mean, little kids with big guns pushing buttons to get their point across, and the people in between who really just want to be left alone and just want to live in peace without people and their issues and their... Oh, man. Now, don't get me wrong. This is going to be kind of an unpopular statement with some, unless maybe you think about what I'm saying. Is that... just exaggerate a bit, I'm going to say I love war. You know why? Because it gets rid of the assholes who kill peace-loving people. See, peace, love, tie-dye, and all that is all great and wonderful. When you don't factor in the fact that there are assholes in this world, okay? People who can't be reasoned with, all right? Well, I don't like that. Doesn't make them any less assholes. And you know what? These same assholes don't care whether you like it or not. They're going to kill you. They're going to take your shit to impose their rule because they can. Because that's just the way they roll. Because, well, they're assholes, okay? And they need to be dealt with a gun. Well, I don't like that. Well, sitting at home on your couch and complaining about it is easy. But if those people... If you don't have someone on the front lines getting rid of those assholes who like to kill peace-loving people, then they're going to come in and take your couch and kill you while you're sitting on it. You know, so, I don't know. It's... This argument has gone back and forth, you know, for years, for generations, right? You have the peace lovers and stuff, and loving peace, yeah, wanting things to just be cool and be calm is great, but there's a price to pay for that. Thank God for the guys that do pay that price, right? Nice to have them around. You soldiers, you are the absolute shizzle, and I mean that in a good way. You are da bomb. All right, so dropped off all my extra stuff, all my goodies that I picked up and stuff, especially crafting gear. I just haven't gotten around to crafting yet. I said I'll craft as soon as I get a crafting bench in my house, and I still haven't bought one. I keep wasting my money on, well, stuff like this, ammo.
Please. Until we...
Anyway. Now, I could sit here and cycle through the merchants and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't have a lot of money yet. Speaking of ammo, let's go trade in some stuff real quick here, too. I know this is just a little bit tedious, but this is kind of what I do, especially early on, getting stocked up.
Good to see you back. What have you got for us today?
It's nice to be able to get ahead. To have just tens of thousands of rounds of extra ammo and not have to worry about it. When I get 10,000 or more, 6 rounds, then I'm comfortable. And I don't have anywhere near that. You'll see how quickly it goes. You know, you think at 20-something rounds a clip, well, you know, ammo ought to last a while. Well, not when it takes 20 clips to kill an enemy sometimes. Like an Overlord or a Reaver. 30 clips, 40 clips. You know, you're talking hundreds of rounds per enemy. Well, you got 4 or 5 of those, you run into a small mob, and next thing you know, half your ammo's gone in one fight, and you're like, what the hell? I just had X thousands of rounds. Yeah, well, it doesn't go very far. It really doesn't. I'll use a stronger gun. I don't want to use a stronger gun. I want to use this gun. I love this gun because it's just beyond cool. And we are in Deathclaw territory, apparently. And this is where dog is just mandatory. If I was soloing it, the tactic is essentially to lay some mines in a backwards pattern, bottle cap mines. Lay 2 or 3 of them, walking backwards, keep them far enough apart to where they don't trigger each other. That's the tricky part, is you can waste 2 or 3 bottle cap mines and kill yourself in the process by putting them too close together. And so if you lay one down, walk back a little bit, lay another one down, walk back a little bit, lay another one down. If you don't walk back far enough, if you set those too close together, that first one will trigger the one that's closest to you and liable to kill you. If not, hurt you enough to where the Deathclaw, all you did is just pissed him off with that first one, and he comes and slaps you in the face and you're dead, you know, type of thing. So if you set them far enough apart and basically leave a trail for him, then give him one good sniper shot to the face, something really loud and proud to let him know where you're at, then he'll walk towards you, well, run sometimes, leap even, and as he crosses those bottle cap mines in order, the second or third one ought to kill him outright. Honestly, bottle cap mines are nasty, especially if you've got the explosives perk that raises your explosives damage. That really comes in handy. And these Deathclaws, man, they don't like anybody. I think they're mad at their Enclave masters for making them in the first place, right? And then they're mad at anyone else just for, well, existing. See, this is a good example of the enemy of our country. Remember I was talking about loving war because it gets rid of assholes who kill people? Okay, just symbolize the enemy by a Deathclaw. There you go. You're not going to reason with a Deathclaw. The Deathclaw is going to kill you. The weaker you are, the faster and more purposeful it's going to get after you, okay? Unless you kill it first. That's just the way it is. Not liking that doesn't make it less so. I don't like Deathclaws. It doesn't stop them from existing and slapping me across the face and, like, one-shotting me. It doesn't stop them from doing that at all, so... Perfect example. Anyway, so if you think about that statement, right? The statement doesn't make any sense if it were possible to have a peace-loving world where everyone just got along. That's not going to happen because there's some people who aren't going to get along. In fact, if you've ever been on the internet before in your life, you know there's fucking trolls. How do you make there not be trolls? You don't. There are. Or you can kill them because you're not going to stop a troll from trolling. Aside from, you're not going to reason with the troll. Okay, just a very small example. Okay, well now put that on a global scale and you have people running countries. They're trolls. Trolls, they will troll you, but their trolling involves raping all your women, taking all your shit, dominating your country, destroying your economy, and basically running you over. That's what their trolling consists of. Not just making you feel bad on Facebook. I know the real trolls in this world. They run countries and they like to get their hands on big guns and do bad things to innocent people, women and children mainly. In fact, they're doing it right now. Anyway, so there you have it. So yeah, do I like war? In a sense. It serves its purpose. It's a necessity. You know, sometimes, and, you know, I know it's like a whole different thing than something like Skyrim. It's different, but it's the same. In Skyrim, yeah, you walk around and you have the forest and the mountains and the running rivers and the snow and what have you. Well, here you have a, you know, kind of a desolate wasteland, but you have times like this where you just kind of running around and it's just chill. Got the ambient music in the background, of course, broken up by random giant rat scorpions and deathclaws and stuff. In Skyrim, it's the friggin' saber-tooths and the bears and shit, trolls and what have you. You can hear my bullets pinging off the robot. That's funny. Where's the get off my loot option in the dialogue? Five, 6 rounds definitely make scrap metal worth hanging on to now. Doesn't get many, but it adds up. when I walk past houses and stuff like this out in the middle of nowhere, I always get the feeling that I'm walking right past a skill book. In fact, I'm pretty sure I am. At least at times. I don't know where everyone's at in the game. I seriously doubt I found... well, I probably found over half of them at one point or another, but I'm certain I've never found all of them. I know they have video guides on where to find every single book and stuff. Never been all that overly worried about it. Skill points have never really been much of a problem in Fallout games, as far as I'm concerned. Cutting down on the intelligence and stuff makes leveling more relevant later. Like even now, there's still some things I'd like to put points in. Speech, which isn't really a necessity per se. Gun skill could still use a lot of points. Medicine could still use some. Repair, it's always good. There's never too much repair, at least until you get to 100. Still got to pick up that bobblehead too. I keep trying to remember to get to Arafu, and something else always comes up. Didn't like that, did you? That's weird. I got 50 XP even. So what would have been the base XP? I mean, if I'm getting a 50% bonus, then what would the base have been? Like 35 or something? That's an odd number. Yeah, take that. I learned that trick from one of you guys. 50 again. That's kind of weird. Like, normally things are like 10 XP, 25, 50. 50 is usually pretty much where it basically maxes out. And if you're playing on very hard, you get 75 for it. But a 50 by itself would mean that the base would have had to be like 37 or 38 or 34 or some odd number. Yeah, I guess 34? Because half of 34 would be like 33? That's weird. Maybe I'm getting some kind of well-rested bonus? I don't... When's the last time I slept in a well-rested bed? Then you'd have to add 10% into that. That's just a funky number. A couple skill books in here, actually. Yeah, there's another one there. Alright, now we are actually... yeah, we're kind of in an in-between. Look over here. Alright, that's Jury Street. Right there. Pretty sure. Okay, good time to save right there. Alright, and then basically to the west of us is Evergreen Mills, and then to the west of that is the place that Dad was talking about in that holotape. Alright, so let's go to Jury Street first. I want to go get our Xuanlong or Chuanlong or Chonglong or however you say it. Go get our Chinese assault rifle, and then a few other things I want to investigate over here. Oh, we got the super mutant behemoth here too. Okay, might as well get that too. Let's see where these rad scorpions came from. Look at these pools of radiation here. Now, both of these guys on me at once, I just out here in the dead middle of the open, I'd either have to retreat back up to that chapel somehow and hope they couldn't get in, or kite them around it, or something. You can see how many rounds it actually takes to kill these things. And these aren't even the albinos. The albinos, then it gets real serious. As soon as we can get to Evergreen Mills, combat shotgun will not be an issue. Good deal. About time. Big old bitch. Both of you, big old bitches. Let me just reload my gun 8 times every time I reload. Weapons degrade a lot faster than they did in New Vegas. In New Vegas, they give you repair kits. Fallout 3, you don't have any repair kits, and your weapons seem to degrade, well, twice as fast. Seem like it anyway. There we go. Alright, now I don't know if you need to do anything to trigger this particular behemoth, but it always seems like he gets really pissy when you mess with his teddy bear over here. The teddy bear in a cage. I've had him not spawn until I messed with that stupid bear, and then here he comes. I don't see him yet, but what I can do is go jump on this perch over here. Essentially anywhere up on top of these rail cars is pretty much safe. Alright, sounds like he's coming. So yeah, you jump up here. Okay, now I believe even if I didn't have dog, I don't think there's a lot he can do to me up here. Unless he runs off and starts bothering something else. Anyway, if you look, I have 100-something rounds here. Okay, it took every single one of these. I'm not going to suffer you through me just sitting here doing this for about the next 10 minutes, roughly. That's about what it was. And then finally ran out of ammo and had to switch to this gun, but it was just a whole lot of that. Yeah, he's proud of his last few little health bars there. He really is. There we go. And he's only worth 50, right? 75 to me, but it's the same as an Overlord. And it essentially got the same health, too, although these guys carry a lot more. Overlord will drop his... seems like they're pretty typical to drop a tri-beam, which most of them have one, and a couple stim packs. That's usually about it. But those behemoths, they tend to basically be a walking arms caravan. They collect guns, I guess, from their victims. Alright, so showing in relation, we're just basically a little north-northwest of the place where we trade in our stuff with the outcasts. And then you got Jury Street right here, and then it's almost a straight shot west. And the cool thing is, alright, straight west basically is Evergreen Mills. You can follow those train tracks. Where we just killed that behemoth is the start of the train tracks that lead right into Evergreen Mills. It's like an old train stop, I guess, train depot type of thing or something. I don't know. And then just due west of that is the garage where Dad is leading us to. And it almost straight west from that is the hidden rock where you get the... Is it the unarmed? Yeah, the unarmed Bobblehead. Which we will grab that while we're over there. In fact, just north of that, not too far, is the Yaogwai Den. Or the Yaogwai Tunnels, where you get the sneak Bobblehead. And we'll probably grab that while we're right there, too. It literally only takes like 2 minutes. Alright, sometimes it triggers, sometimes it don't. But those boxes will essentially set off this big domino-type trap thing. And what it's supposed to do is over here, there's supposed to be a bunch of loot here that drops out of the ceiling. Alright, if you don't get it, this is what you can do. Just for any of y'all, because this has bothered me before. Alright, stand right here in the corner and look up, and you can see the skeleton holding the loot. Alright, there you go, that's all it takes. Alright, and that's what should drop down when that explosion goes off. Sometimes it won't. Anyway, it drops usually a mini nuke, some missiles. Your dog goes and stands on top of it to troll you so you can't pick up your loot, of course. But most notably, there's a skill book or two up here. Tumblers today, missile, and a energy weapons book. And there you have it. And what I'm going to do is stock up on some Abraxos and some sugar bombs while I'm right here. We will eventually meet the ghoul that's collecting sugar bombs, so he can make Ultra Jet. And if I have any on me at the time, I don't want to sit here and carry around 30 pounds and friggin' sugar bombs, but it's not too far from where we go to get the repair Bobblehead. So when we go in that general direction to go do that, specifically I'll try to remember to pack all the sugar bombs that I've got. Should have a few. I've been kind of saving them as we go. You notice I've been making a conscious effort to not eat them. A word of warning walking out the front door of this place. If you fast travel here, when you spawn, you're liable to spawn in the dead middle of a couple, well, depending on your karma, regulators or talon mercs or whatever. But you're liable to spawn right in the middle of a few. We're also liable to meet some as soon as we walk out of here. Okay, really? Really, dog? Really? I'm telling you, dog needs trolling me on purpose, man. He really is. Let's go ahead and drop off a little bit more weight. Really? Is it just me, or is it like a love-hate thing with dog meat? Kind of like the love-hate thing with Lydia in Skyrim. It's like she does that shit on purpose. Okay, well, dog meat does too. I'm convinced. It's on purpose. It's programmed to do that. I don't think that's cool. I think someone at Bethesda needs to be slapped in the face for programming the dog to do that shit. That's, yeah. Alright, so, no regulators, interestingly enough.
Come on, boys! Fresh meat!
Okay, now in here in this repair shop, there is a repair book.
Tear 'em apart! You're dead, dead! Yeah. Tear 'em apart!
Uh-oh, oh, we got a missile launcher. Okay, I don't need him shooting me point blank with that. Stuff on that. No more missile launcher for you. Speaking of missile launcher, be like that about it? Okay, I've got something for you. Yeah, bitch. Suck on that. Too much fun. Piece of crap missile launcher. Oh, uh-oh. One problem? It's really, really likely that I just blew my repair book out of the map. Okay, you can have that back now. I'm done with it. You're done with it too, by the way. Okay, yeah, this could be a problem. Oh, there's some ammo in here. That's cool. This is what the doctor ordered right there. But, okay, I think the repair book should be sitting next to this register. And I'm not seeing it. Yeah, that happens. You play with explosives and things go boom, and next thing you know... If the repair book wasn't sitting over there, then it's supposed to be sitting right here. Either way... I'm not seeing it. You guys seeing it? Shit. Oh well, it was almost worth it. I remember a day, way back when just missing one skill book would drive me nuts. It would drive me crazy. If I knew one was somewhere, I'd reload. I'd reload a previous save for something like this. Screw that. That's my skill. I'm not gonna stress it. Like I say, it's just one skill point. Not all that worried about it. Don't see it though. Yeah, I may have blown it out of the map. Really easy to do when messing with explosives. If something doesn't have anywhere to go, well, it'll just go, well, somewhere else then. Like through the map, bottom of the map. Maybe I'll find that skill book in Fallout 4 somewhere in Boston. Probably. I don't want to sit here and waste too much time on this, but I'm pretty sure it's repair skill book. There's also a ladder to get up to the roof of this place. Another interesting thing about this repair shop is it glitches your followers, your companions. I don't know where it sends them, but you can lose them for a while. Sometimes they'll go somewhere and they'll never come back, and you have to go find them where you got them. Like if it's Clover, you have to go back to Paradise Falls like 3 days later and pick her up, and you'll just see her wandering around, asking where you've been, you know. Yeah, but notice Dog didn't go in with me, and he's not out here either. Well, if he is, he's not anywhere nearby. He's probably making his way towards me, or he's lost, and I'll have to go back to Vault 101 in a couple days. And... oh, there's regulators. There we go. Okay. Figured they'd spawn here eventually. This is a spawn spot for them. Also, that place where you give the sugar bombs to that ghoul. I forget what that little... well, oh, there's Dog. Oh, I'm glad you found your way back to me. I can use you, buddy. But, that little, subway entrance, and I think there's a little grocer, like a little market there, too, that probably has a skill book or two and stuff. But, that's a spawn spot, also. And honestly, if you want to farm regulators or Talon mercs, fast travel there, kill them, leave, wait somewhere like at Megaton for 3 days, 3 full days, and then fast travel back there. Just about every time you spawn there, you're going to get a pack of assassins of one sort or another. Thing about being very evil is you'll usually get both. Like the Talon mercs will still be after you. Now, if you're a do-gooder, I think it just doubles up on the Talon mercs. You'll get a squad out to get you for 10 penny, and then you get another squad out to get you from some evil person who just doesn't like your face. And if you're very evil, it's some other person who also doesn't like your face, and he or she sends out the regulators after you. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something like made a link between those people and someone like, someone in the Institute in Boston later, or even someone like Mr. House. You know, controlling things out in the wasteland. You say, well, how could that be? How could that be a link? They'd find a way. They'd find a way to make a link between people and events and stuff in the game. Sure. I need to get covered. Shit. Didn't expect them to rate me that fast. Alright, let's get rid of some of this weight anyway. Bitch. That. I hear all that crap. You started it, not me. You took that job. Hope it was worth it. There, you just got paid, bitch. Alright, so this little diner right here, this is where that guy told us to meet him. In the notes from the Museum of Technology when we went to go get the satellite dish and all that for 3Dog. Alright, it's somewhere over here. There he is. Alright, good spot of caps and other stuff, but there it is, the Xuanlong or Chanlong or whatever. And I think we can head to Evergreen Mills. I think we're pretty much done here. Got the behemoth out of the way. I'm not going to go behemoth hunting, I don't think. We're probably not going to wind up in Tacoma. That's the side trip that's, well, essentially just for the behemoth. There's some good stuff to be had there, I guess. You've got a few houses. I think there's one skill book in, like, a garage out there or something. Something like that? Maybe. But anyway, you go there for the behemoth, obviously, if you want the trophy or the achievement. And then, you know, there'll be some guns to collect. You're probably going to use up as much guns killing off the millions of super mutants that are there as you are in actually finding guns, but whatever. Might be worth the trip to some. Alright, you want to subscribe? Click that button up top, and thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, y'all take care. Bye-bye.